Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Monday Night Modern here at Galactic Toys and Games in Kentwood, Michigan. I am joined tonight with my teammate Andrew Wolfeis. How are you doing tonight, Andrew?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
It's good to hear, dude. So, round one here, we've got Austin Munn. We've seen him before on this four-color Kiki deck. This will be pretty interesting. And he's playing against Ezekiel Temivolk. I played against Ezekiel, I think, last week when I was playing blue-white control. He's playing like the white-black Ephemerate My Grief deck. And yep, here it is, Ephemerate Grief. He's also doing the Undying Evil and all that stuff, but Ephemerate is much better than those because it gets 3 cards out of your opponent's hand. So whatever Austin kept here on the mulligan to 6, he'll be losing all those cards.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this Stoneblade deck, this white-black one.
It's a cool deck.
I think Grief was probably a little overrated when it first came out, but now I think it might be the most underrated card.
It is. Yep, I would agree with that 100%. I think people have forgotten almost how good it is.
And Grief is very good against decks like Austin, these 4-color greed piles.
Yeah.
And oh my god, this Ephemerate looks so good.
Yeah, let's see what Austin has. What are you discarding, Austin? Something, probably. Yep, Aldemari's Call. See you later.
Now, if I was Austin here, I think I would have cast that. I get the card that you're going to get is going to be stripped from you, but maybe thin the deck out a little bit.
Exactly. You should go get a card you want him to take, like a Noble Hierarch or something. Something you don't want to draw, you should go get and put it in your graveyard as well. I agree with that.
And I'm not sure about all these. Like, there's a bunch of new cards like the Disturb mechanic.
Yeah.
That Austin could possibly have in his deck.
Yep.
And he could have just grabbed one of those and shot it off. But I'm not. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, man. I've been playing some Luminarch Veteran in these Yorion decks in Historic, and that card is awesome. And that's a Disturb card.
Yep.
It's really sweet because when you flicker a Disturb creature, it comes back on the front side again.
And Austin's in very big trouble here. This Cauldron Complete threatens to end the game very quickly.
Yes, it does. Yep, Austin needs some action for sure. So Ezekiel's just going to have to pass the turn here. He can't attack. Yep, Austin's turn. Ooh,
that was an Eternal Witness.
Oh, buddy.
Flying back and again, this comes back to what we were saying. We're casting the Eladamri's Call. Then the deck out a little bit. He could have grabbed a creature that, might not have been like full value, but if having just another card selection with the Eternal Witness in the yard is better than just grabbing the Eladamri's Call.
That is very true. Imagine if he could have E-Witness back to Restoration Angel or something there. Sure. That would have been pretty crazy. Because Restoration Angel would have been a pretty bad top deck because it had no blinks yet. And just a 3/4 flyer would have been kind of medium. But if you would have got it and put it in your graveyard and then you draw this E-Witness, well, all of a sudden you can E-Wit it back, and then we're really in business.
That actually chains off because he could have gone. I like your line thing because he could have gone the Resto Angel, discard the Resto, E-Wit, grab the Resto the E-Wit, grab the call Kiki.
Yes. Yep, exactly. So, yeah, had Austin thought... Now, to be fair, that is a really hard line to see.
That's a very convoluted line of thinking.
Yeah, I don't blame Austin for missing that one at all. I was a little hard on him last time he was on camera.
Yeah,
but that one's tough.
That's the kind of line of thinking, though, that you need to take when you're... That's a playing to win kind of line. Where what's my best draw?
Yes. Yep.
And I think in Austin's situation, being like the triple grief is going to definitely you got to play to win.
Yep. Austin, not at 62 life for our viewers. I believe he's at 8.
Yeah, he should be.
I think he's around 8. I'm not sure exactly where he is.
7. Okay, that actually sounds a little bit better.
Yeah, and Austin just in big trouble at 7, has a fetch, so effectively at 6. Thoughtseize, this is just disgusting. So brutal, man.
Casting the Eladamri's, okay.
All right, now he casts it, but Andy...
Fetching 2, little shortcut.
Yeah, I like it, A
Solitude,
Ooh,
nice.
Oh, buddy, let's go, man. All right, Austin. Good stuff. Good stuff. This game is not over yet.
Yeah, so he's going to go to 3 this turn for this attack.
Yeah.
but
Yes.
there's plenty of game left now.
I think he's going to probably go to 2, right? Because the Grief and the Stoneforge will both rumble, I'd imagine. And I don't know that you block. Well, okay. Ezekiel should have sent Stoneforge there.
I think that's correct to send the Stoneforge too. Well, it doesn't change. Let's put it this way: it doesn't change the clock.
It may not change the clock, but getting E-Witness off the board could be like, what if Austin draws an Ephemerate? You know?
I agree. I'm 100% with you. Where you just gotta turn them sideways. Offer the trade. There's no downside for you to offering this trade.
Yeah. Get Austin's creatures off the board because they represent a lot of danger.
Well,
the 4-color
Ezekiel's play might not have been on point, but his basic land's on point.
Oh yeah,
gorgeous.
Oh, here's another Stoneforge. What's he getting this time?
This is a little confusing to me. So, why wouldn't you offer up your first Stoneforge if you're going to grab another Stoneforge?
I couldn't tell you, Andrew. I couldn't.
That doesn't make any sense.
But what I can tell you is that is a beautiful Sword of Fire and Ice.
Judge promo.
Gorgeous.
I'm right on that one.
I think it is. All right, Austin. We need a good draw here. We need to get pretty lucky.
Ephemerate
Time to get lucky.
Would be not a bad draw.
Yorion going to hand. Solitude would have been a good draw too. We'll see what he ripped. Ezekiel really wanted a land here, because land would have let him put in the equipment and equip.
Okay, now this is gonna. What is it?
Oh,
it is Ephemerate. He's gonna snap back to Solitude. Solitude, bang.
Unbelievable. And then he's gonna do this again. He might win this game. And Ezekiel now, all of a sudden, that not attacking last turn looks terrible. Because now you can only put Austin to 1. And so he's going to get to Ephemerate the Ewit to get Ephemerate back. Oh, buddy. This is interesting stuff now.
Now,
we got a game.
Ezekiel's in kind of an awkward spot now because you can hit Austin down to 1, which I'm a little confused why he didn't. If it's... Okay.
Yeah, we got to rumble. We got to rumble. The sword doesn't even do much.
He passes. Okay, that's a little strange. Okay, so we're going to Ephemerate.
Yeah,
and Ewit's going to grab Ephemerate.
It should grab Ephemerate.
Austin, grab the Ephemerate.
Grab the Ephemerate, Austin. Ephemerate it, man. Ephemerate it. Grab the Ephemerate.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe he doesn't know that line.
Oh.
Okay.
Yikes.
Well.
Yikes.
Okay, well, he's going to 1.
Going to 1. He had... Okay, so Austin's play still might end up working out for him, but yes, he should have gotten Ephemerate back, because then what he had access to was block, Ephemerate, blink, and do the stuff. Oh. Ezekiel...
What just happened?
I don't know.
He went to combat, right?
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm sure Danny can maybe send me a message here and let me know. I think... Oh, okay. It was a joke. Ezekiel's playing games on camera over here. Knock it off, Ezekiel. Control yourself over here, my man. Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's what Solitude's going to have to hit now, because that has Shadow.
So, Austin's actually in a very commanding spot right now. It may not feel like it, but he can, Flash in Solitude, get rid of that. Ezekiel goes up a little bit on life. Austin now can just crack him with the Solitude.
Yeah, the scary thing
is
the
block
sword,
though.
The sword. Yeah, you can, but losing the E-Witness really sucks. This is still a very close game. It's actually been a really exciting game one. It's unfortunate Austin didn't see the Ephemerate line, because had he seen that, I think this game would have been...
Well, I think we're not giving Austin enough credit, because he drew the... So, maybe he drew the land.
He did.
So, the land let him hardcast the Solitude. If he grabs the Ephemerate, he can Ephemerate and grab...
Still grab the Solitude. You still grab... What you do is...
But he doesn't... But he can't cast it, then.
Well, he would have played the Breeding Pool tapped and been at 3. And then, at most, he would have taken 1 damage, because Eternal Witness is not... The sword doesn't give the creatures unblockable from Ewit, so he could have just gone block with Ewit, whatever got equipped, and then blinked it. And that would have been pretty great, honestly. Pretty great. How are we doing?
Looks like just having a little bit of technical issues. No big deal. We'll get it straightened out.
Yeah. But anyway, to go back to that ephemerate thing, Austin was at 2, and then he got the solitude back, obviously, and then drew a breeding pool, which he shocked, and then went to 1. Had he gotten ephemerate back, he would have played. He still would have drawn the breeding pool, obviously. Played the breeding pool tapped. Would have been at 3 life. And then Ezekiel has the 2 stone forges. He can equip sword onto one of them. Whatever he equips the sword onto, you block with E-Witness, and then you ephemerate, and then you get the solitude back, and then you're at 2 life, and you're looping an ephemerate. So all the same stuff would have happened, but Austin would be up a life and would be looping ephemerate.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah. Okay. And okay. Well, whatever happened, the game's over.
Yeah, Austin lost, I believe.
Well, but you know what? Good on Austin, because I'll be honest. When you have those, we've both been in those games where you keep a pretty solid hand and triple thought seize effect, and a lot of players just would pick up the cards.
Yep.
But he kept playing through it.
Oh, he did for sure. He did for sure.
That seems really bad with a Yorion deck too, to just have triple thought seize where your deck is so inconsistent.
It's rough. It's rough. Yeah, that's I actually with Shadow, I've been putting these 4-color decks on the play against me a fair amount of the time because I try and act a little bit like an 8-rack style deck in post-board games. Now there's some lists that are starting to play Chalice now in addition to the Wrens, so I can't really do that if they have that many good 2-drops because it's just too risky. If you play a hand hate spell and they have like multiple 2-drops that you can't beat, you will usually lose that game. Yeah. So if I see a Chalice in like game 2 or whatever, and I've beaten them in game 1, and then I lose game 2, then I'll take the play again in game 3. But if I don't see Chalice, typically I'm fine with putting my opponent on the play. But yeah, a bummer. Austin didn't see the ephemerate thing, but we'll have to let him know that that's a thing he can do. Maybe
but
he just didn't.
Austin's one of those players. He takes criticism well, and he learns from it.
He does.
And
he does.
He is a good player. Just this is definitely not his kind of deck. He is he he's locally known for playing like humans and stuff. He's quite good with humans.
Yep, the aggro decks. Yep, absolutely. Very, very different cups of tea, for sure. So
that'd be like putting me on a combo deck. I'm not a combo player. I bonk people.
Yep.
Whether it be with robots or with hammers, you're getting
bonked. Hammer's kind of a combo deck in a way. to be honest,
it is an A+B deck.
It's literally it's an aggressive combo. I mean, it is a combo deck in my opinion. It's a
I'd be the first to agree with you on that. It is. It plays very differently from an aggro deck.
It does, yeah. The only mathing you're doing is, in increments of 11 to 10.
It's a more efficient burn deck.
Exactly.
Bird's doing it in 3s. Hammer's doing it in 11s.
Exactly. Pretty funny, man. That's hilarious. Yeah, so we'll see here what's going to happen in game 2. If I'm Austin, you got a lot of... Here's the thing. If you can get to the mid to late game with the 4-colored Kiki deck, you're usually going to win. So that's the key, Can we... The longer the game goes, the better it is for Austin, because Austin's top decks are great, and Ezekiel's top decks are Inquisitions and Thought Seizes. So, that's the thing.
Thought Seize is an incredibly bad top deck.
It is, yep. I mean, the longer the game goes with these hand hate style strategies, unless it's like specifically an 8-rack deck, which like sometimes play like the instant speed discards and things like that, like the top deck discards can be really, really bad. Austin bringing in Reflector Mages, it looks like. I'm seeing Reflector Mages. That's a good call.
Smart.
Reflector Mage is going to be nice.
I played against a very sweet Kiki deck yesterday at the store championship.
Yeah.
Playing for top 16.
Uh-huh.
It was a Boros Kiki deck.
Okay.
It was playing this new card. I'm not familiar with it. You played a lot of these new sets in limited, so you'd probably know. But it was an ETB white card to find planes from your deck.
Yep. I know exactly what one that is. I've seen some people have been getting 5-0s on Moto with
Yeah,
that card. It's
and he's playing like
farm
Leonin
hand.
Arbiters too, or not Arbiters, Leonin Relic Warders. Just a
Oh
bunch of like these
wow,
white toolbox cards. And
very
then of
cool,
course,
man.
this is a Flicker Wisp deck too.
And an Imperial Recruiter deck, I would imagine.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Was it a Yorion deck or was it 60 cards?
Oh, it was Yorion, baby. It was all Yorion.
Oh yeah. Was this player playing Showdown of the Skalds or no Showdown of the Skalds?
You know, I beat him in 3. He was very frustrated with the game 3. I was gonna ask him for his list, but he was visibly
he was tilted.
visibly frustrated, very tilted.
I'll tell you what, man.
I had 2 sideboard cards, but I did draw like 20 cards and had 2 sideboard cards.
Sure.
So Metallic Rebuke is kind of a kind of a good card, and pushing an ephemerated creature is pretty good too. So.
Yep.
I wanted to see his list super bad. Hopefully I meet up with this player sometime in the future because that Boros deck looks sweet. I do enjoy these Yorion decks when they have tutor effects.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Austin's hand was really unfortunate there. Just a basic plains, the only land, so nothing he could really do. Had to just ship it.
That's something you have to kind of, accept that's going to happen when you're playing these greed piles, right?
Yep. Definitely.
Ooh, the 1 card cut.
Classic.
He says that top card was your land. You got nothing else.
No, he's got a lot of lands. Plenty of lands. This is a good hand from Austin. I think 3 lands,
that's a Renegade Rallier. I was talking with Austin, telling him he needed to play that in this deck.
Yeah, it's a great card.
I do like these Yorion decks are playing brought back. I wonder if Austin's on that tech too.
Exactly. That's why I was asking if your opponent was playing. That's what they're doing with Showdown and Scalds. They Scalds and then they brought it back. They bring it back over and over again. It's really, really cool. Very, very cool.
What does Austin have in his hand here? I see.
There's a Wall of Blossoms. There's a Renegade Rally. There's an Ephemerate. And I believe, I can't tell what flip card that is, but I think that's a werewolf of some sort. I don't know which one it is.
It might be the oh, there it is. It's the Outland Liberator. And for those who don't know what that flip card does, that is a 1 in a green that has the Caustic Caterpillar effect, which is pay 1, destroy a artifact or enchantment, and when it flips, it does that on attack as well.
Yep. Card's really good. I don't know how good it actually is against Austin, but anyway. It looks like we've got a Malakir Rebirth, so Ezekiel's going to take 2 damage, and the Grief comes back 1 more time.
Yeah, Ezekiel's very smart. Let's take the cards that just give value on ETB. The Outland Liberator, that has to be in play to do stuff, but once it's in play, it just does its thing.
Yeah, exactly. If I were Ezekiel, though, I'm going to be honest, I may have taken the Ephemerate.
I think
Ephemerate is
pound for pound is the most powerful card.
It is, yeah. If Austin top decks literally anything of relevance, the Ephemerate is going to be a huge problem.
I think Ephemerate is secretly one of the best cards in Modern.
Yeah, I don't even know how much a secret it is at this point, but you're right. I totally agree.
I think people are talking about other cards and they're not focusing on the fact that Ephemerate's just busted with these elementals.
Yeah, it is. Ooh,
that's
nice.
Prismatic.
Yep. Okay. I will say, too, one thing about leaving Austin with an Ephemerate is Ezekiel may be playing to the fact that he can just draw more hand hate to rip it later. All right, Austin, no land drop here, but it is night now. It's worth noting that it should be nighttime. I don't know if that's going to be relevant later, but we should have some sort of tracker that tells both our players.
Thank you, Danny. He came up with that. I think it's really clever.
Beautiful. Yes, so it's nighttime, everyone. It's nighttime, despite it being 6:41 p.m. our time, but it's night. I guess 6:41 is close to nighttime anyway. Evening. All right, Aldemari's
Oh,
call.
Eladamri's call. Okay. You know, I'm curious if Austin should have like a one of Dryad Arbor in this deck, actually.
I could see that possibly. Gonna get a wall. I don't hate it. I don't hate just grabbing a wall, playing it,
Well,
drawing
especially
a
because he's
card.
got the Ephemerate still, right?
Exactly. Yep. It's kind of like a draw 3 if we can just hit a land drop. Yeah. Okie doke. Austin needs to draw a card. There we go. Oh, that was not a good draw. Oh, ephemerating the grief. Good lord. Yikes. Talk about annoying, man. Talk about annoying. Man, oh man. This is not where you want to be. Just getting griefed over and over and over. All you can say about it is good grief. That's all you can even say.
You know, one thing, it's this grief is obviously doing a lot of work, but this at the same time, Austin, if he just draws like land, like keeps drawing lands, he's in good shape.
Yeah.
Because he's ephemerating the grief right now. He's taking a card from Austin. That's fine and good, but that grief isn't attacking. So basically, time
Correct.
walks his
Yeah,
turn.
grief,
And that is a
grief
Renegade Rallier in hand.
Yeah, so if he finds a fetch, he can fetch and Renegade Rally the fetch back. Or Renegade.
It is.
In fact, here's the right play. He should get a wall back so he can block. He should get his wall back here to draw a card to block, instead of getting the land back. Let's get the wall.
He's got another Renegade Rallier in hand.
Yeah.
Come on, Austin, grab the wall. Grab the wall.
Yep.
Bang.
So I guess maybe because we have another Rallier in hand, that's a reason to potentially grab the land. So next turn we can fetch and then get the wall. But
I think at this point we're playing to stabilize and win.
I agree.
Grabbing the fetch is good, but
we're
I think
take
just building your board
points.
is better.
Yeah. It's very debatable. I think it would have been all right. What's this going to be? Thoughtseize.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So now Yorion's gonna be joining the party here.
Yeah, that land was not a bad draw. Like,
no, it was good. It was a good draw. Honestly,
and Austin, by grabbing the wall, this grief is just stopped cold.
Yep, the grief. You know, now we have to debate: do we trade or do we just keep it in play? I guess you probably.
I don't think Ezekiel's. I think the card in hand. I think I saw it was a Cauldron Complete, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yikes!
So really, Austin's just got a lot of time on his hands. Just snap that Oh, whoa! He drew a spell. Okay.
He must have, yeah.
Because I would have just snapped that Yorion back in hand.
On that.
Okay. Okay. He's just getting it all. He's having his cake and eating it too.
Yep. And if Ezekiel can't hit this Yorion, I think this game's over. Well, maybe not. He hit his 6th land, so if he does have Cauldron in hand, the Cauldron will be a real threat. But
it'll be annoying.
The real question for Ezekiel is: do we offer the trade here? Do we attack with the grief to just get the Renegade off the board so it doesn't get to trigger again? I think you have to.
I think you attack for the 3.
And if you're Austin, I think you might just take the damage because there's no way you can really predict that there's a Cauldron.
You do not. You are. Austin is on. He'll just say it goes through. Take 3.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there's no real way you can predict that the Cauldron's in your opponent's hand right now. It's kind of it's a one of. It's really hard to play around that.
And Renegade Rallier gets anything with CMC 2 or less, right?
2 or less. Yep, 2 or less. So
I was
really,
because it can't start chaining Ralliers.
No, that would be nonsense. Nonsense.
We're blinking. You probably should blink the.
Yeah, you should. It's free. You should. Yep.
I think we grab.
Free. Yep. Draw 2. Yep. Good. There's a
resto
in the land, but the resto is going to start a Yorion chain, so we're chaining. All right, and it looks like Ezekiel did not draw the land, which is big time. Ooh,
that's a kick. That's
him to Turok. No, it's random. It's random, Austin.
Austin wants this to be random. He wants that resto to stay in his hand.
Oh my God, yeah. The RNG here. This is going to come down to the randomness. If Austin keeps the resto, the game is over. If he doesn't keep the resto, it's going to be tight. Okay.
3. Middle card stays. Oh no, middle card's discard.
Oh,
Okay.
they're doing it like this.
50%.
Okay, please keep the resto. Please keep the resto. Oh, he discards the resto. Oh, the hand.
Unfortunate. I don't know what the last card in Austin's hand is though. It could be something.
It looks like another hierarch, but I'm not certain. Oh boy, that Turok though. Yikes.
Well, let's Austin's still in this game. There's quite a few cards you can just rip and just be right back in it. It is another noble. That sucks.
It was a hierarch. It does suck. Yes, it really
sucks.
Oh,
okay. Austin's like,
well, this is honestly, yeah.
Take 6, big boy.
Yeah, if Ezekiel can't rip that land for this Cauldron, I think he will still lose this game. It's really going to come down to can Ezekiel peel that 7th mana source. And it's funny because Ezekiel was talking to me last week about how he always plays like a low land count because he hates flooding. So in these spots, when you only want to draw that 7th land, pretty awkward to be skimping on mana sources.
Yeah. And these noble hierarchs are actually kind of a nightmare for Ezekiel right now.
Yes,
because really,
2-turner.
Yeah, because really he can attack with this Turok. I think. See, I think this might be this is actually a mistake. Oh, it's ephemerate.
This is a mistake, though. He should have blocked with wall and then ephemerated Yorion and then Yorioned out the entire board, and then brought them all back in end step, gotten the rally trigger and 2 wall triggers, and then on the upkeep, he could have had the option to ephemerate his Yorion, but he wouldn't have had to.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. Yeah, that definitely the correct play.
Austin just needs to learn how to play these decks a lot better. He'll get better as he goes, but he's missing a lot of the. He'll have to
I know you're quite the experienced pilot when it comes to these kind of like blink.
Well, this is one of my favorite. This is like still my favorite thing to even do in Historic. I have multiple mono white Yorion decks, and I was actually playing one yesterday with 4 Welcoming Vampire in it, because Welcoming Vampire just lets you keep drawing cards, and because every new instance of Welcoming Vampire, when you're looping Yorion, you draw a card on your turn and your opponent's turn because it sees each turn. Anyway, it looks like Austin did get the win here. So fortunately, he gets it. But yeah, Austin's got to get better with this deck for sure. And the thing is, when you get really good with these decks, they are so fun to play, man, because you just get to do like so many things.
They are the most fun deck for the pilot to play. Most frustrating deck for the opponent to play against.
Oh yeah, man. When you're sitting there and looping Yorion and drawing, 3 to 4
And the thought process is always like, how did this game get away from me? I was so close. Every time.
Yep. But no, I love obviously these kinds of decks, and I was playing some mono white last night actually, mono white Yorion, and today we would have played some mono white Yorion if Dewey wouldn't have asked to build a Fiddlebender Yorion deck, which we played instead, which was really, really fun and interesting. If anyone wants to check it out, they can go check out the stream from today on either our Twitch if you're a sub currently, although I think we're going to change that pretty soon, Dewey and I. We're going to make it so you don't have to be a sub for a while again to see our Twitch. For our Twitch videos. Right now, you have to be a sub to watch our Twitch videos, which I think we're going to go in and edit again. You can go watch them on YouTube.
I think we should probably remove that.
I agree too. I've gotten some feedback from both Don Lee and some other local players that we should probably remove that until our channel is quite a bit more popular, because we're definitely doing good. We're getting bigger, but it's one of those things where we don't want to hamper our growth at all, and we don't want to upset our fan base or viewers or whatever. So I think tonight Dewey and I are going to make a couple changes.
Did you see what Austin just brought in?
I did not. What did he bring in?
He brought in the Sanctifier.
Oh yeah,
Ezekiel's about to be sanctified.
That's a great one for a lot of reasons, but it's particularly good because it can just continue to block the Cauldron Complete Germ, right?
Yeah. Well, Austin will still take the 3 on the chin. However,
but that's okay.
It's better than 5.
Yes, it's good to just have a blocker for it that can buy time.
and the grief, it can profitably block grief as well.
But yeah, back to the whole, again, me kind of playing these kind of strategies. You know, when I top aided the open with modern death and taxes, it was a displacer deck. So I have good experience doing a bunch of nonsense with blinking creatures at instant speed to do all sorts of degenerate nonsense. And Ephemerate is just honestly a way better Eldrazi displacer. So it's the great thing about it. So good, man. Ephemerate, like you were saying, definitely one of the best cards in Modern. Definitely underrated. Funny enough, one of the guys that went to the Invitational